changes for tonight?
Joshua will go in for Yarncroc. Yeah, that's the lineup change tonight.
What do you think? What are you expecting from Dakota considering the layoff?
Well, I just like the size against these guys for sure. I wanted to get a little more size in there tonight. He, like I said, he had a good week of practice, so you just got to keep it simple and get his feet moving are the two most important things for me tonight. I'm sure he's going to run into a little bit of a wall at times, but just got to fight through that. First game in a long time for him, but excited to have him back.
Maybe you just touched on it, but just maybe his level of readiness given the layoff and your conversation with him about what he needs to do.
Yeah, like I said, he had a real good week of practice and he got better and better as the week went along, more comfortable, feeling better. So, but again, this is different. It's a game, and he's gonna run into some times tonight where he's a little gassed for sure, but that's just part of getting back playing. There's not much else you can do. He's got to fight through it, and I'll manage that and see where he's at and what he's looking like out there.
Would you say, or what's the message to the team?
Yeah, we got to have short-term memory a little bit, right? We got to learn from our mistakes in the game and what we could do better. But at the same time, we can't focus on that. We got to focus on tonight's game. Two teams fighting for playoffs here, and it's going to be a hard game. It always is against Florida, and so we turn the page and focus on Florida.
A year ago, you're going 7 games with these guys. They're winning the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
And you're coming off a pretty large season, and here you are, less than a year later, and both are fighting for your lives. How different are these teams compared to the two that played each other in May?
Yeah, they're different, obviously, than last year for sure. I think from injury level to just new faces, on both teams and different looks, but definitely a big difference from last year to this year for sure, in terms of where each team was at and what was going on and how the hockey was being played.
Easton hasn't played since late January.
Yeah.
What's your sense of where he's at, just with his development right now?
Yeah, no, and what has he got? 40-some games this year played for us. At the time I took him out of the lineup, I felt like he hit a bit of a wall. We won 3 in a row, so I kept the same lineup going into the game against last night against Tampa. It's decisions that I make as a coach, and I don't believe his development is getting hurt. I think he's improved, this year as the year went along, and I think he still has the swagger that's needed. He's a confident kid. Now, saying that, he's got to get in there and play, and that's our job to get him in there at some point here.
How do you do that?
Well, we got to make decisions on people, and that's basically what it boils down to.
It's a week to the trade deadline.
Yeah.
In the past, I don't know how much you had to do with the Army doing what he did in St. Louis, or what he did. How much do you get involved with what the GMs do?
Well, I think as a coach, whatever team I was on, there was always conversations you sat in on and listened to, and a GM and running people by you and what you think could help the team. That's always part of it. So it's no different here.
Do you sense it's weighing on the players at all?
I don't see that sense. It's obviously human nature to think about it, and there's if you look at all the talk and the noise and everything that goes on, it's only it can affect you, but this is part of being a pro. You can't control that stuff. That's just all what people say and hear and talk about. You just got to worry about playing. That's it. You're a Leaf right now, and you got to focus on the game tonight, and that's it.